Okay. Well, it says we are live, so I'm gonna go check the page. Are we go? Oh, I'm getting the thumbs up. Okay, hey, all right, looks like we're live. So everybody, welcome to tonight's Marketer Monday training that we have. We have a very special guest again. We have the wonderful Mr. Larry Beecham in the house.
What's up?
I
How
see
y'all
you look
doing?
up for that. I announced you look up. You know, we had Larry on, what was it, Larry? 2-3 weeks ago, we had you on training.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago, and we had such amazing feedback from everybody. Everybody was quick to grab your training materials that you offered, and people were giving us, you know, such amazing feedback that we wanted to bring you back on to provide some more amazing value to our members and to those that are looking at possibly joining Legendary Marketer. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and take up too much time because I know you've got a night full of training ahead of us. And so why don't you go ahead and jump right in?
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you as always, Miss Julie, for this opportunity. I'm incredibly honored to be here. Well, I am going to crush it tonight, and I'm telling that to myself before I'm telling it to you, because you know what? Self-empowerment is the best way for you to keep your mind right. All day long, there's challenges, there's adversity. Today I'm at, what was that, Circle K? And I don't know if you guys can see me. I see David's picture, but anyway, I was at Circle K today, and I ended up breaking down at the gas pump. Something with my shifter went out, so I was stuck at Circle K for a little while trying to work that out. That was how I started my day out. But I was sitting there thinking about how I was actually feeling, and nothing about me emotionally said, get worried about it. I actually was completely calm. And by contrast, I was dropping my wife off to her Bible study this morning. And as we were pulling up, there was a lady and several women in the driveway, and I could tell one of them was distraught. And I was thinking my wife's going to Bible study, maybe they're ministering to the lady. But what it turned out to be was they were all looking at her car, and she had a couple scratches on her bumper, and she was just falling out. I was like, wow, this is what people, now, I don't know this lady, this is not a judgment, but I'm saying this is my first thought was, this is how people act when material things like that mean that much to them, when they have nothing else to really focus on than a couple scratches on a bumper, right? I got a phone call from a family member that has a life-threatening disease, you know, and there's just stuff going on in the world. But my point is this, and I just want to start off by saying, you got to always be fighting for the right frame. In other words, how you see what's happening to you is a matter of how you ultimately respond to it in a way that empowers you. Most things are not happening to you, they're actually happening for you. And if you're not really thinking about it that way, you're never going to really get to the next level. And I'm going to talk about some of the coaching calls that I do in the back end, and some of the stuff I hear is so wild. But at the end of the day, most people are in their own way because they cannot frame things the right way. I had a lady the other day, I was talking to her, and she couldn't get into her back office. You know, she couldn't wait for me to send a support ticket in. I'm canceling. This experience has been terrible. But that's how people are, right? So tonight, I wanted to start off by saying this from a mindset perspective. You have to wake up and start your engine every single day. You have to not allow yesterday's dirty dishes to cake on the crap on the dish because it makes it hard to clean it for today. In other words, whatever's going on in your day yesterday, later on to earlier today, it doesn't matter right now. Because if you take on the emotional draw of that in the wrong way, it's going to pull you down and it's going to take away your focus. Everybody's battling with something. David Sharp is battling with something. Julie's battling with something. Anna's battling. Anthony, Bill, you know, all of us are battling with something. There's thousands of people in Legendary Marketer. I guarantee we're all battling with something. But if I were to line up the people that are the most successful in one, you know, in one line and put the people that are least successful in another line, and if I gave them the exact same challenges, I guarantee the people that are the most successful would have a very different attitude and self-talk and outer talk than the people that are least successful. All right. Success leaves clues. And the first clue is, how are you thinking? What is your thought life about? The next thing is, what are you saying to yourself and to others? And then finally, what are you doing about it or not doing about it? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the foundation to everything that's going to matter for you to be a successful business owner. There is no straight road to success. There's always going to be crap you're going to deal with. So get used to it. But understand that that's just the way it is. The ebb and flow of success includes crap happening to you. It includes your car breaking down. It includes somebody bumping into it and scratching it up. It includes you getting cancellation notices or final notices if that's what you're going through. It includes having a diagnosis that you weren't expecting. It includes all of that stuff. We take the good with the bad, right? But at the end of the day, the higher level of thinking is, I'm going to get to where I got to go no matter what it takes. Or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. And that's what's most important. Makes sense? All right. So I want to start off our call with that. So I'm going to do a little screen sharing. Julie, let me know if you guys can see my screen once I start sharing here. Just give me a little yay, you can see it. Okay, so can you see my screen right now?
I can see it right now. Let me check.
Blue and green graphic.
So far, so good on my end. Let's check we're going to check the group and see. Okay, your screen is up. You are good to go.
All right, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to specifically focus on how all of you can actually make money in Legendary Marketer. That might be overstated, who knows? But I want to give you my perspective of what it's going to take. I put together a couple documents here, and I'm going to go through these documents. But at the end of this call, you will see clearly what it's going to take for you to get to at least $5,000 a month here with Legendary Marketer. No smoke and mirrors, no BS. I'm not building you up for some kind of goofy offer. We have amazing products. We have plenty of stuff in the back office that you can access. Really, tonight is all about you being able to get value so you can get to the money, right? If this was live, I would say, how many of y'all want to get to the money? Say, I do. Well, maybe Julie, they can see that. I can't see it. So if you guys are ready to get to the money, say, I am, or I do, or I want it, or whatever. Let us know that's what you're excited about. And I'm going to explain what you see on the screen right now. When I talk to people about Legendary Marketer as a coach, if you don't know, I'm one of the coaches that are here. David Sharp handpicked 5 of us because we've all had independent success as marketers, all 6-figure earners or better. So he has handpicked some elite marketers, and you're going to see and understand why in a moment. But when I talk to people who are just tapping into this system, and that might be you, maybe you didn't talk to me, you talked to one of the other coaches, but let me tell you how I start the conversation. I start the conversation about how I began back in 2009 as a cable guy, when I knew nothing about terms like lead capture, affiliate link, stats, solo ads. I knew nothing about any of that stuff. But I had a strong desire to change my financial situation. So I signed up for a marketing system. And I paid $1 to try it out. And 2 weeks later, they banged me for 50 bucks. Okay. 50 bucks that I did not have. But what I did have was one hell of a work ethic and a lot of determination, and a big reason why. My 5 kids at the time, now I'm up to 6. But here's my point. I signed up in this marketing system, and I logged into the back office and was immediately bombarded with a setup process and a bunch of videos I had to watch, and I had to sit through stuff I never understood existed. So it was a lot of foreign language. It took me a long time to figure out what we now consider basic stuff. I was a cable guy, but I logged into this back office, and they had, I don't know, a couple hundred videos. And then some of the videos were setup videos to set up these, your autoresponder, your capture page, creating your email account. It was so overwhelming that I felt stress all day, every day. So I logged into this back office, and I finally figured it out after maybe 2 or 3 weeks of just dealing with it. And the reason is because I had nobody to talk to. There was no Facebook community where I can drop a message into, and 6,000 people in there, and a couple would say, here's how you do it. That did not exist. The only thing that existed was that actual static back office. When I would watch a video and I had a question, I couldn't say, hey, video, I have a question, and ask the question, because the video wouldn't answer, because the video is not a human being. It's not an experienced marketer or coach or mentor. So I fought like hell to figure this stuff out. It turned into 12 to 14-hour days. And you say, well, how were you able to do that? Well, I did it after I got off my little $10 an hour job I had at the time because I had lost my job at the real estate office. That was a story I told another time. I'm not going to get into that. But after I spent 8 hours there, I came home, I ate, I showered, or whatever I could do, and then I hammered for the next 12 to 14. I ran right into my next day some days. Now, some days I whittled it down to 9 hours, but here's my point. I was so committed to trying to figure it out that I was willing to sacrifice my life for it. I didn't sleep much. I didn't eat much. I didn't spend much time with my wife and kids. And I'm not saying you have to do that. I would never probably do that again. But at the time, that's what it took, because I had to do 100% of every freaking thing that needed to be done. Everything. I had to do it. And I thank God I learned it, but I had to do it. But the truth is, most people died, quote unquote, died, as in they quit, because they just couldn't handle the workload it took to do everything. So what you're looking at on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, is that 90% of what it takes to succeed in Legendary Marketer has already been done the moment you signed up. You may not have seen it, you may not have understood it, but 90% of all that I had to fight to learn and set up and recreate and test and retest and spend my money and time and energy on, it's already done for you here. That's 90%. The heavy lifting. And trust me, when I break down how the coaching works, because some of you have no clue. You think you know, but you have no idea. 90% of the work is done. And ladies and gentlemen, watch this. That part of that 90% is closing business for you. I had to not only learn how to set up the marketing system, I had to learn how to market. And then after I had to learn how to market, I had to learn how to actually close business. So the whole laptop lifestyle that people promoting stuff back then, I wasn't living it. It wasn't no laptop lifestyle. I was trying to figure this junk out. I didn't have a high power professional like Anthony or Bill or Rosala to close my business for me. Are you what? No, what? I was the one doing it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, there was no such thing as earn as you learn with what I did. I had to learn, and the earning came a long time later. Let me tell you why I say long time. My first check was $30. First check, 30 bucks. And I cried when I got that check. I cried because I said to myself, after all of this, I was actually able to make some money. I didn't really quote unquote make money. I just got a check. But my point is, at the time in my ignorance, that changed my life. But I'm spending this much time because some of y'all so freaking spoiled with Legendary Marketer, you have no idea. You have no idea how spoiled you are. No idea. And so therefore, because you don't know, you can't grow. You can't get to the money. So I'm going to spend this much time to say now, 90% of what other people are doing out here, fighting and scratching and scraping and trying to figure it out, banging their head against the wall, David is handing it to you on a silver platter. It's all about that affiliate link in the back office. Just go get it and start marketing. That's the 10% that you bring to this. You got to do something. You got to bring some contribution to this process. So what's the 10%? The 10% is simply you marketing. That's it. Is you getting dead serious about bringing traffic to your link, however you decide to do that. And tonight, I'm going to give you, I think it's 32 different ways to do that. 32, something like that. I know it's over 30. You're going to see that in a moment. But when you get up in the morning and you turn on your computer and log into Legendary Marketer's back office, you shouldn't be worried about much else other than marketing. That's it. And let the machine do the rest. What does that mean? When a lead comes into your back office, okay, soon as that lead hits your back office, the machine kicks in. And the front of the machine is $100 million business owner David Sharp in video form, professional grade video. And then after that, they're getting a slew of email campaigns. None of you, most of you, don't know and understand copywriting. You don't need to. There's a month and a half worth of emails that are already written and ready to go out. There's a weekly training call right here that people can get on. There's a Facebook community with 6,000 people in it. There's marketing already in your back office ready to teach you how to promote your link. Back there, already written, videos, images, you name it, it's there. So it's a team, ladies and gentlemen. We're part of your team. Team up with us. But you got to do your part. Do your 10%. And you get to get paid on the rest. Does that make sense? Hope I'm hammering that home hard enough. All right, so let's do I got a little 5-question quiz here. I want you to take this quiz with me, and I'm going to go over the answers and see how well you did. All right. Question number 1. You should be spending what percentage of your time looking for new business? Is it A, 20% of your time, B, 40%, C, 60%, or D, 80%? Now, when I say time, what I'm saying is this. If you have 10 hours in a week to devote to your business, you know, what percentage of that time is dedicated to marketing? Is it 2 out of 10 hours? Is it 4 out of 10 hours? Is it 6 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 hours? Go ahead and give me your answer. I'm going to let you answer. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. Then I'm going to go on to number 2. You might be shocked by the answer. And I'd like to know how many people got 5 out of 5 when we get to this. All right. So what percentage? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D. 80% of your time needs to be spent finding new business, not reading, not studying, not asking stupid questions, not trying to figure out technical stuff. 80% of your time needs to be spent hammering for new business until you get to at least 50% of your income goal. At least 50%. If your income goal is $5,000 a month, you need to be on the traffic production. 80% of your time needs to be spent on that. Let that sink in for a minute. So for all y'all goofing off, scrolling up and down Facebook, sending in support tickets, asking stupid questions, cut it out. Focus. Prospecting. Every business that thrives has to have fresh people seeing it on a regular basis. Hang in there. I'm going to give you 32 ways to get to tie up 80% of your time trying to find new people. Every business has a leaky bucket. In other words, and you're going to see this later, people come and go all the time. Really expect a person that got in today to be here 6 months, a year from now, because people quit things. They lose their commitment. Attrition is normal. So until you hit 50% of your income goal, 80% of your available time needs to be spent getting business, getting prospects. I don't care if that's online or offline. Prospects, 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 prospects. All right? So that's number 1. You need to generate new what? Daily for your business to grow. What is it? Is it daily clients? A. Is it leads or is it sales? Some of y'all might get hung up on this one. I'll explain. You might think it's one thing, but it's actually not what you think. Just take a moment. What's the answer? What do you need to do daily for your business to grow? All right. The answer is similar to number 1, and that's leads. You got to be generating leads. I don't care how well you're doing. Never turn off the lead flow. You need to have a strategy that is generating leads 7 days a week with or without you. If you didn't get leads today, your lead process is busted. Every single day. We're going to set some goals later in this training, but you need to be generating leads daily. Why? Because nothing else matters until you get leads. You can't get any appointments until you get leads. Until you get leads. You can't get any clients until you get leads, right? So you need to be generating leads daily. Number 3, to hit our lead generation goals, we need to implement at least blank lead generation strategies, but blank is ideal. So let's fill in the blank. Is it A, 1 lead generation strategy, but 2 is ideal? Or is it B, 2 strategies, but 3 is ideal? Is it C, 3 strategies, but 5 is ideal? Or is it D, 5 strategies, but 7 strategies are ideal? What is your answer? This is going to be an aha moment for a lot of you, especially when you think about what you're doing day to day. All right. What's your answer? Did you pick your answer? All right. Here's your answer. The answer to number 3 is C. To hit your lead generation goals, you need to implement at least 3 lead generation strategies, but 5 is ideal. So 3 is good. And I would say go up to 5 once you get comfortable and get a solid flow from 3 different, because we're talking about leverage. Okay? But 5 is ideal. Just say this, and this will make sense. If David Sharp was on here right now and I said, David, how many different lead strategies are you leveraging right now to promote Legendary Marketer? I guarantee you he wouldn't say 1. We know we have a lead co-op. That's 1. He has a book funnel. That's 1. He's running Facebook ads. A lot of you saw Facebook ads, and that's how you hear it. That's 1. That's 3 right there. If David Sharp is demonstrating to you by his own behavior that multiple lead strategies make sense to grow and stabilize the leads, what are you doing? And it's more than 3, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, it's more than 3. We're actually, with him, we're just talking today about adding another one. This isn't about money. This is about focus. This is about business, it's about commitment. And so don't get hung up all the, what's going to cost me? Wrong question. When I got started, the lead generation strategies I deployed were all quote unquote free. I didn't have to spend money, but I spent a lot of time. My number 1 strategy was YouTube. As a matter of fact, when I talk to a lot of you guys that have talked to me, what do I say? Go check me out on YouTube. And the reason I do that is because I've been doing YouTube videos for 7 years. So I have a track record of 7 years of YouTube content that not only I've created, that others have created about me. So for me, it helped me to establish authority and credibility. That's one of my leveraging points of lead generation. I get leads from stuff I did in 2014 right now because of my YouTube videos. You talk about residual, we like that word. How about residual leads? Leads that come in from 3 years ago from stuff you did. And the stuff I did is evergreen. That's why I'm still getting leads for it. It wasn't just trendy or fatty or whatever was going on. Once I understood that there are certain things that last forever. Certain principles last forever. And I was teaching that stuff in 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and now, and people are still looking for that stuff and they're finding me. But that was one strategy. Blogging is another one. Okay, that doesn't cost anything, but both require a certain skill set. And you can get the skill set, but do you get my point? Create some leverage in your marketing. Number 4, we must set up daily, weekly, and monthly what in order to have a chance at true success in our business. Daily, weekly, and monthly what? Is it appointments? Is it sales? Is it goals? Or is it leads? The answer is what? Which one is it? The answer is C, obviously. Or maybe it's not so obvious. But some of you don't have this. If I were to say, if David Sharp would say, look, I'm going to give everybody on this call $100, and I'm throwing David under the bus, but he's not doing this. But here's my point. I'm going to give everybody $100 straight into their PayPal if in the next 5 minutes you can email me your written daily, weekly, and monthly goals. Send it to me right now. You got 5 minutes. Most of y'all, 90% of y'all wouldn't get that $100 because you are winging it. You are flying by the seat of your pants. You're just basically getting up and just doing whatever. I don't know of any business, I don't know of any sport that doesn't keep track of data, that doesn't track, that doesn't have a way to go. I was asking the guy on the phone the other day, so what's your monthly income goal with Legendary Marketer? Oh, I don't know. I just want to make a lot of money. I said, that's about as stupid as telling your GPS that you just want to be in the area. You pull out your phone and you type in the GPS, your current location is the address you're at, and my destination is the general area of the zip code. That's stupid. Who does that? So you got to have some specifics, ladies and gentlemen. Specifics. How many specific number of leads do you need to generate today, tomorrow, next week, next month? How many specific people do you plan to have sign up at the club level? How many specific people do you plan to have buy one of the licenses or one of the other products? That's what you want to focus on, those goals. How many of you guys believe David Sharp has some very specific goals? He has to, because he's thinking about you. He can't get up out of the seat of his pants and just throw this thing together. Trust me, I've been on enough meetings to know this ain't thrown together. Detail to this. But again, 90% of that detail we're handling. All I need you to do is get detailed about stuff like your goals. All right, and number 5. This is pretty obvious. As of today, we can no longer accept what from ourselves if we expect to succeed. Is it excuses? Is it laziness? Is it distractions? Is it broken focus, or is it all of the above? Well, guess what? I'm going to give you the answer to this one is E. Cut it out, ladies and gentlemen. Get focused. You can't accept none of this stuff. Stop blaming the person that brought you in the legendary marketer for not doing fill in the blank. Stop blaming support for filling the blank. Stop blaming David Sharp for filling the blank. Go grab a mirror. Be accountable. Step up. You know what you're doing or not doing. So hopefully you got all 5 of these right. I gave you number 5. But this should definitely be an eye-opener for you. Let me know if anybody got all 5. I'd like to know, Ms. Julie. If anybody says, I got all 5. Matter of fact, also, I'd like to know which one of these do you need to work on? Which one of these is like, man, Larry stuck it to me on that one. Is it number 1? Is it number 2? Is it number 3? Is it number 4? Is it number 5? Is it all 5? Let me know. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about, or let me show you a little thing I found that I thought was pretty slick.
Larry, I just got to say real quick that you had a bunch of people answering these questions, and man, some of them were spot on. I'm impressed, and some of them were like shocked by the answer. So, good stuff. Good stuff. We got some good feedback coming through.
Excellent, excellent. Let's talk about why businesses fail. And so, internet businesses and offline businesses all alike have some common things when it comes to failure. And so I just want to breeze through this real quick because I want you to know that failure doesn't sneak up on anybody. Failure is not something that just all of a sudden happens. You just don't suddenly fail. There's reasons for it. But you got to have your eyes open and you got to be focused in order to get success. So you might see yourself in one or several of these. And I just want to say, if you find yourself in one or several of these, work on getting that stuff cleaned up. Believe it or not, it's already 2018. It's no longer, this is October 9th of 2017, which means it's 2018. This is momentum time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time to not be resolution minded. Don't be a resolution person, a New Year's resolution. Don't be that person. Be a person that wants to get momentum and just blows through the new year, right? You might celebrate, but don't be all resolved. No, don't do that. Focus and get to work. It's never too late to get on track. It's never too late to get back on track if you got off. But real quick, these are 18 things. Let me see if you guys can see this. I'm trying to blow it up so you can see it pretty clear. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's too big. Okay. Hopefully that's visible. All right, let's run through these. Number 1, lack of planning. We talked about this briefly. Do you have a plan? Have you sat down and wrote out a basic game plan? Period. All right. Number 2, leadership failure. So we're not talking about leadership corporately. We're talking about the persons who you got dressed this morning that's in your skin. Is that person leading what they're supposed to be leading? Him or her? That failure is what we're talking about. Because we're not going to fail. Legendary Marketer is not going to fail. Trust me. But is the leadership of your company failing? Legendary Marketer is not your company because your name's not David Sharp. You have to mind your business and we mind our business, and together we all get business. But is your leadership failing? Number 3, no differentiation. Now think about that for a second. What are you doing that makes you stand out from everybody else? What are you doing that's causing people to say, man, I like what he or she is doing? Or do you just look like everybody else? Are you plain Jane vanilla? Nobody sees you any differently. Number 4, ignoring customers. Well, That's not necessarily going to happen here because we have infrastructure, so that probably won't apply to you. Number 5, inability to learn. You know what? I would replace that with desire, inability, lack of desire to learn. All champions are constantly developing what they know, because what you learned yesterday may not apply today. But do you have the ability or the willingness to learn? Number 6, poor management. Some businesses die for poor management. Number 7, lack of capital. I was just telling the young lady yesterday about funding a business, because just because you get involved, the money doesn't stop there. It's a business. You're going to have to find the capital to fund the business. That 10% is your funding, your advertising, or your marketing. Number 8, premature scaling. We won't have that problem because if you follow our lead, that won't be your thing. Number 5, poor location. Doesn't apply here. Number 10, lack of profit. Well, that's your fault if you're not making any money. Straight up, that's on you to make money in your business. Number 11, incorrect inventory. Doesn't apply to us. Poor financial management. Nope, don't apply to us. Now, if you're not managing your money right in your house, then, well, that would apply. Number 13, lack of focus. It's probably number 1 in most people's life. Number 14, personal use of business funds. Ouch. What's that called? 15, overexpansion, not applicable. Number 16, macroeconomic factors, not applicable. We have a 24/7, 365 business. Number 17, no succession plan, not really applicable. And number 18, wrong partner. But you can see most of these are applicable. Okay. So which one is your problem right now? Don't need you to answer. It's kind of rhetorical, but let's get into some strategy stuff. Okay. So here we're going to talk about generating leads. When I talk about 80% of your time, well, I have some online and offline ways for you to start focusing on generating leads. So let's get to it. And I got some other documents you'll see on how we can plan this stuff out. All right. So here's 12 off the top of my head that I came up with that you can do online. Some of these are free, some of these are not. And I'm sure you can add more to the list, but let's just get to it. Social marketing. We're all on social media, so you can social market. That doesn't mean spam your link into somebody's inbox. That doesn't mean spam your own wall or other people's wall. That means learning how to connect and how to bring value to the marketplace and allow people to be drawn to that value. And then they'll get curious about what it is that you do. And you can market it that way. Number 2, video marketing. Video is the most powerful way to market anything. Every device that we have right now has a video camera feature on it. 7, 8, 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. And even if they had them, they weren't that great. But now you got cameras on phones now that are HD quality. They do like 3/4 speed and all kind of crazy. You can edit from your phone. So the world of video marketing is here to stay, and it's only getting better. And if you're not using video to market your business, you're basically leaving a big chunk of your business on the sidelines. Do it effectively, and there's ways to do it and suck. But my point is, it's a strategy that you can do and do well if you commit yourself. Podcasting is one a lot of people don't talk about in our space, but it's incredibly valuable. I know a lot of internet marketers that podcast that make hundreds of thousands of dollars because they found a unique way to bring value. So if you got something to say consistently, say it. Say it with authority, say it with value, get an audience, and you'll be amazed at how many people you could close on your product. Number 4, blogging. That's hot. I mean, blogging has been hot for a long time. It's evolving, don't get me wrong, but you can still do incredibly well with blogging. One of my business partners right now was on the Inc. 5000 list. I think it was in like the 800 range, but the number one thing he uses is a blog to brand himself and to build his business. He has over 70,000 unique visitors coming to his blog today. Now, he didn't start that way, but today, after 5, 6 years of doing it, 70, 80,000 unique visitors, whatever the number is crazy. But you can do it. Paid advertising. This is the fastest way to get there. Run some ads. And it's not exhaustive what I put here, but run some paid ads. Okay, do some solo ads. We have a product for solo ads in the back office. So I think it's called something Rolodex. Help me out, Julie. I know Traffic Rolodex. Yeah, Traffic, $47 product. Not only teaches you solo ads, it gives you David's number one recommended solo ad provider. So if you want to do solo ads and do them safely, get Traffic Rolodex for 47 bucks. Okay, list building, which is similar to email marketing. But the point is, it's an asset. And part of what we do here is we help you to list build. Don't get me wrong, but that is a strategy. Now, the newest one that we have, I just added this right before we jumped on, is the book funnel that David Sharp has put together with the Legendary Marketer book. That is available for you to start generating leads with. People love books, and it's a physical book. He's also recording an audio version. So if you want to drive around, audio books are incredibly popular. You drive around and listen to it. But a physical book is a powerful tool. You can generate leads with a physical book. You can also generate leads online by building authority. I talked about that earlier. Teaching, training, educating. When I did this training last time, I gave a 2-page document on a strategy on how you can become an authority by just creating content on a daily basis in a series. Like every week you create a 5-day series and build up the content, build up your authority by being consistent, dripping on the marketplace. Another one is the Legendary Marketer Lead Co-op. David told me today that people are still making money, still getting signups from the Lead Co-op. That's in-house. If you want information about the Lead Co-op, just ask. And you can sign up for the next Lead Co-op. And basically, that's just set it and forget it. You buy shares, the traffic comes, you get signups. I was told that you can get signups just with the Lead Co-op alone. Okay? Facebook Messenger and bots. Julie, did you say something? Oh, I thought I heard something. Sorry. It's probably my kids in the background. So the Facebook Messenger,
yeah,
I know.
Not me, Larry, your kids.
Yes, my kids, yeah. Rosala did a training not too long ago on this. Our own Rosala just taught on Facebook Messenger and bots and that type of thing. It's not exhaustive. You know, there's media buys and all kind of things, but look, there's 12 options right here just on online. But I got a bunch more on offline. And the reason I did offline is because a lot of people forget about offline marketing as a way to get the job done. And there's an incredible amount of things you could be doing offline that are little to no cost to get the job done. Now, I got a big list here, but I'm going to pick a few of these out and show you what I do with these or have done that have done incredibly well for me. Number one, yard and bandit signs. You know those signs along the side of the highway that you guys see? Well, I've done incredibly well with those. But you need to have a bunch of these to make it work. But let me give you like a 90-second training on that. Number one, make it plain. Handwritten works really well in certain parts of town, whereas the typewritten or the pre-prepared ones work in other parts of town. You just got to test it, right? But if you're pretty much in a metropolitan city, handwritten is just fine. Now, I would normally only put these out on the weekend, on like a Friday night after 5, and I go get them on Sunday, but I would put them in high traffic places, like right off the highway exit, you know, going in and out of a Walmart, a Target, a local shopping mall. And I would do it on the weekends because after 5, the city people aren't snatching them up. They'll last. But the weekends is when most people are rolling around. So I would get a lot of value out of having them out just for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I go pick them up Sunday night and then do it again the next weekend. I'd usually have between 50 and 100 signs. All right, no less than 50 signs, and I'd pick a 2-mile radius, and I would basically pepper that area with the signs. Okay, so the message I had on the sign was something simple. First line, part-time income. Second line would be like an income range between, you know, $1,000 to $1,500 a month, something believable, not something ridiculous. The third line would be something like flexible schedule, and the fourth line would be a phone number. And that phone number will lead to a quick message. That message will lead to a link, et cetera, et cetera. But that's how I did bandit signs. Door-to-door canvassing. I'm not a big fan of that one personally, but I put it on here because it's an option. Now, sticky notes is something people go, what? It's basically the bandit sign or the yard sign concept on a sticky note. Believe it or not, that works like crazy. I put that exact same message on a sticky note, and I slap that sucker on a gas pump. Like, you know, right next to the digital dial, you're standing there, you're pumping gas in your minivan, and you see my little sticky note that says part-time income, income range, flexible schedule, phone number. And what's cool about that is, as opposed to flyers, is that if I pass out 100 flyers and only one person is interested, I just wasted 99 flyers. But if I put one sticky note on a gas pump or an ATM machine or anywhere there's high traffic, and 100 people see that, interested in one is, Well, guess what? The one it is either going to take a snapshot of that sticky note or they're going to take it. So I had no waste. Lots of leverage, no waste. So that's a great one that her whole entire direct sales team has been built off of me teaching that back when I launched it 6 years ago when I first did it. I call it a mobile classified. Mobile classified. You'll see some training that I did on it years ago. All right, flyers and handouts. Yes, they still work. Takes a lot of work. Door hangers work. Speaking is one that a lot of you aren't thinking about, but there's an amazing opportunity in speaking. And what I mean by speaking is local business owners have no clue about how to make money online, or people are interested in learning how to do it and they just have no idea. You can go in and do a 10, 15, 20-minute talk on it. And because you're standing up in front of people, you're automatically seen as an authority. You'll be amazed at how many referrals you can get from just going out and doing small speaking gigs. And I'm not talking about standing in front of 500 people. There's hundreds of little networking groups that exist that you can go to. Meetup.com is on number 9, which is a place you can go. That's kind of online. I don't know why I have it in the offline, but I guess I do it because you'd have to physically go to a networking group and meet some people. Let me spend a little time on number 8, though. This one actually made me a lot of money. Standing presentations. Here's what I mean. I got this idea one time to try out a standing presentation at a mall. Now, I'm not saying you should do this. I'm gonna tell you what I did. And I got this idea because I was in a cookware store with my wife, and I heard an announcement, hey, come in the back of the store and get your free paring knife. That was over the PA system, right? So I moseyed on by, I had nothing else to do, waiting on her. So I go into the back to get this free paring knife, and this guy back there on a raised platform doing a cooking demonstration, right? And he did this cooking demonstration, and actually it wasn't a cooking demonstration, it was a pots and pans, knives and forks demonstration. He was just demonstrating how amazing this stuff is. About 7 to 10-minute presentation. And if you bought the set, you got the free paring knife. That was the little hustle they were doing. But the PA said, come get your free knife. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that guy was selling some knives and forks and pots and pans that day. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I got this idea to try that in my own way. So here's what I did. I went into the mall with a friend, raffle tickets. You know those little stub tickets with the number on it? So I had this idea that I was gonna raffle off a $25 cash card, like a Visa cash card. So me and a buddy, I say, look, just pass these around and tell people, come into the food court at noon, look for the guy in that blue hat or green hat or whatever I had, and for your chance to win a $25 cash card that you can use before you leave the mall. So we would take 35, 45 minutes and pass out these stubs, right? So, maybe pass out 150 stubs if you're diligent. So then out of 150 stubs, you get 10, 12 people show up looking for the money, right? So there I stood and I crafted a 5-minute standing presentation. I memorized it and I was able to generate leads because here's what I did. I would tell them, I was like, hey, my name is Larry Beecham. I'm a local business owner. Thank you for coming. How many of you excited about winning a $25 cash card? I say, I am. Raise your hand. I clap. We get a little excitement going. So before I get going, I want all of you to have a ticket, to turn in your ticket and take this form. And I had a little 3x5 card that was my real lead generator. And I had on there put their name and email, maybe their phone number, and then 2 or 3 questions that were relevant to whatever it is I was promoting on a scale of 1 to 10. How interested are you in starting a home-based business, on a scale of 1 to 10. But I had 2 or 3 questions that were my qualifiers. I said, now, while you're filling this out, let me break down what I do, who I am, why I'm here, why I invited you here, blah, blah, blah. So in 5 minutes, I would spit out what I needed to say to these people and did a standing presentation, and I would generate leads like that. Guess how much that cost me? Well, just the raffle tickets, which are nothing. You can go to a party store and get a 5,000 raffle tickets for nothing, basically. But I did that and it worked. I was just being creative and it worked. Every time I could do it right now, it would work because people like winning stuff. We're in a society where people like to win things. All right, moving on. Meetups, networking groups. Go to meetup.com. Find some networking groups in the area and go join some of these groups or go meet some people. Go sit with people with coffee. Just get to know people. You can do direct mail. Yes, that still works. You can do print ads. Some print ads still work. I like to do the print ad classifieds, especially on college campuses. There's a website. I forget the name of it. By the time this video is recorded, I'll probably remember it. But I used to go to this website, and there was this lady that owns a print business where she would print. You can post classifieds in like 150 publications for little or nothing. Little classifieds, but those little classifieds actually work in print ads. You can host local events. Believe it or not, nothing stopping you from, reserving the back of a restaurant or whatever and doing some offline type of events about Legendary Marketer. It's an option. You can do voicemail drops, robocalls. Now there's rules to that. Be careful, but it still works. Mobile or classifieds like Craigslist and things like that still work. Do those. Doing offers and giveaways. Here's another thing that I did. I went out. One of my favorite restaurants is Chipotle. All right, and so I went and printed up some business card size things that said free burrito. Right, and I got a domain name. It was like free burrito. It was like freeburritotampa.com or something like that. And I would go to Chipotle during rush hour, and I would have a picture of a Chipotle burrito on it, and it said free burrito with a website. Well, guess what? When they went to that website, they'd have to do something very similar to what they did when I did the standing presentation. They fill out a little quick survey form, and then it would enter them to win a free burrito. And I would do the drawing every Friday, and I'd get 150 leads. But remember, they're not just saying I want a free burrito, I want to get in the competition. They had to complete the form, and if they didn't complete it, I disqualified it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how open are you to having a home-based business? On a scale of 1 to 10, how curious are you about another source of income? On a scale of 1 to 10, whatever I'm asking them. It could be one question, or 2 or 3. I wouldn't go past 3, but just enough to qualify the lead and make sure they give you good information. But I'm at Chipotle giving out a free burrito for Chipotle. That just makes sense. I could do the same thing at McDonald's. I go right up in McDonald's, say free Big Mac or free combo or whatever. I mean, you're talking about an $8 investment for me to lead generate, for me to just do the work it takes to go and just pass those things out. Or you could just hire a kid to do it. Give a kid $10 and go tell them to stand at Chipotle from 11 to 1 during lunch hour on a Saturday and just pass out the cards. People like kids anyway, so that might work better than you doing it. But there's a percentage of people, a large percentage of those people that are going to want a free burrito because they're getting ready to spend money for a burrito. That makes sense, right? You can lead generate with that. Card magnets work, going to trade shows. You can teach a digital marketing class. This is one of the strongest things you could be doing right now. Believe it or not, a lot of people know that they need to be capturing leads. They know they need to do different things that we teach here. So you can teach a basic class on some things related to making money from home in a digital business, and then invite them to go and learn more by opting into your site at the end of your class. Or get them to sign up right there at your class for some free training from David Chart. He is your partner. Ballot boxes. What's a ballot box? Go Google what one looks like. But this is such an amazing strategy. I remember my wife was she was in a network marketing company where they did makeup and stuff. And I said, look, let's go get some ballot boxes and let's go put these suckers out everywhere. So the ballot box is that one that has a little slit in it, and you fill out a little form and you stick it in the ballot and stick it in the box. And that's what a ballot box is. Well, again, I had my wife put a little pad on it, went to Kinko's, had a pad made, and it was for a chance to win a free facial. And so we got like 25 or 30 of these ballot boxes, and we went around to the local hair salons and the local beauty supply stores and anywhere women were, that we had a countertop or a nice table to put the box on, and she had gobs of leads from doing that. So what can you do to offer someone an opportunity to connect with you in the ballot box? It could be just what I've been saying. Free training on digital business. I don't know. We'd have to talk about it, but you get my point. And then joint ventures. Finding somebody who you can partner with that could help you spread the word. And I call it the peanut butter and jelly technique. In other words, who is a likely candidate that you can go and say, hey, man, I have this digital marketing business and it jives with what you're doing. I'd like to see if we can do something together. It could be a webinar. It could be a conference call. It could be a live event, a Google Hangout. It doesn't really matter. Go JV with somebody that has an audience, but bring some value to them. Don't just go and promote your link. Go bring some value so there'll be a reason why they would want to put you in front of their people. Story. I did a JV with a guy like this. I had a $100 product. that I went and found this guy named Reginald that I JV'd with. Now, he was a top producer in a network marketing company, and he trusted me because I had a generic training, but he knew me as a trainer. So we hosted a hangout, and we had 800 some odd people register for it, and I think 200 or 300 showed up live. Over the course of the next week, we sold $30,000 worth of that $100 digital product. Why? Because he was like I call a JV monster. He was a king who had a kingdom. And there are people out there that have there's kings and queens with kingdoms. In other words, there's influencers who speak to a large group of people that if they said, hey, listen to this, watch this, come to this, a lot of people would show up to that. So you can penetrate a large community if you do it the right way. But go JV with somebody. Go find a Facebook group that you can go talk to the admin and say, hey, how can I add value to the group? Or I have some training that I believe could be valuable. How can we partner? And there's hundreds of Facebook groups. And trust me, if you do the work as part of your 80% of prospecting, you'll find people that be willing to let you come in and do a post or come in and do a conference call or a training of some sort. It could be one slice of the pie of how you get leads, which turn into business. Does that make sense? How many of y'all liking what I'm saying so far? Tell Julie y'all liking what I'm saying. All right. I know I'm packing a lot of information in a short period of time, but I'm trying to help you. All right. So quick glance at a couple docs here. 30-day marketing plan. So as I said, come up with some strategies. You put a strategy here. You figure out how many hours a week you want to dedicate to that strategy, and then you get to it and you track it. All right. That's what this form is all about. Just a little quick visual for some of you that need the detail. Let me scroll down to my other form here. Here's another version, your schedule. All right. So you schedule out your tasks. What exactly will you be doing? So you put strategy on YouTube. What's the task? All right. Record the video. The task under that, edit the video. Task under that, upload the video. Task under that, promote the video. How many hours a week will you dedicate to that? The next strategy, running a Facebook paid ad. Okay. What are the tasks there? Find the images or the video, write the headline or the body copy, go out, pay for it, whatever. So still plan this stuff out. Run a business. Okay, let me scroll down to this next one. All right. So this is my favorite form here. This is filling your pipeline. So at the top here, you might list your 3 to 5 lead generation strategies, and then you get to your goals. So if you have not generated your first 10 leads, then set a goal to get your first 10 leads. Set the goal date and then list the date you achieved it. But don't come off of this goal until you hit it. And then set your goal to get your first 100 leads. If you don't know, you can log into your back office of Legendary Marketer and go into My Business. And there's a stat link that'll show you all your clicks and all your leads and all your signups. So go generate 100 leads. Set a date to generate your first 100 leads. And don't come off of the goal until you hit it. All right. Then set a goal to generate 10 leads per day on average. Now we're talking about over a 30-day window of time. Generate 10 leads consistently. You might get a lead a day, you get 15, a day you get 8, a day you get 20, a day you get 3. But if you're deploying multiple lead strategies, it should be pretty easy to get to some of these goals pretty quickly. Set a goal to get to 25 leads a day, then 50 leads a day. All right. Burden yourself with the responsibility of lead generation. When you get between 10 and 20 leads consistently every single day, you're going to start signing people up. It's inevitable. It's 2 laws in effect: the law of large numbers and the law of averages. 50 leads a day, you're magic, right? But work to get to be 10 to 20 consistently. Day in and day out, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Yes, people do sign up for stuff on holidays. Every major holiday, people sign up for stuff. They buy stuff. So don't think for one moment that you could think about taking a day off. While you're taking a day off, people like me aren't. And I'm getting your leads. Okay? Now these appointments and stuff, this is just some other stuff I have in here. You won't necessarily need to have appointments, but just know I'm going to talk about appointments here in a minute with the coaches. But just know that your goal should be to get the coaches some appointments. All right. And then new people signing up. So we're talking about club memberships here. Never sign up anybody into a $30 club membership. Set your goal to get at least your first person, right? And then get to your first 10 signups. You get to 10 signups, you're making about $160 a month residual income. It's nothing to sneeze at. Then you get 1 a week, 3 a week, 5 a week, and then go on from there. Okay? So as a snapshot, real quick, building your pipeline. First of all, leads. This has, as I said, 80% of your time spent generating leads, prospecting for new business. Leads turn into club memberships. A percentage of those leads will sign up for the $30 club membership. Now, here's where the magic starts to happen, and I'm going to flip over to a little document, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Julie, if I run over about 5 or 10 minutes, would that be okay, or do I got to have a hard stop at 10?
No, you can take 5 or 10 minutes, Larry. We wouldn't cut you off.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, some people get jumpy, Maybe they think
no. You got good stuff. You got good stuff. We're not going to cut you off.
All right. Yeah, some of these people might think I'm just fluffing. All right. So, because as I conclude, I'm going to get into the $5,000 a month that I talked about, but this is how you get there. So, leads, club memberships. When people get into these club membership, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you start to activate the coaches, these powerhouse coaches that we got. And we got 5 powerhouse coaches. All right. Shout out to all the coaches. Because once a person gets a club membership, if you don't already know, they're going to be introduced to the 15 core steps. Step encourages them to book a strategy session with their coach. And that's where the magic begins to really happen. All right. Now, let's talk real quick. And Julie, tell me if you can see this. Hopefully you can see this. I got it blown up big enough.
Yeah, you're good, Larry. I see it. Let's see, making sure in the group. Yep, it's good in the group too.
All right, so I'm gonna talk and type best I can here, because I need you to see and understand what the partnership here, Legendary Marketer, is all about for you. Okay, so we're gonna talk about making $5,000 a month as a foundation on the way to scaling up to 10,000 and more with Legendary Marketer. What you're about to hear is essentially what I'm saying to people when they come to the point that we do our strategy session. Okay, and you're about to see why we close so well. I had a week where I closed $14,500 in licenses. If you are licensed yourself and you're making your 40%, for you, you made $5,000 that week. But you're about to see how that's possible. Because this understanding is what's going to help you get to your next level. So on this call, if you are not licensed right now to sell our products, you're going to want to get licensed after I get done talking. Straight up. You're going to want to find out who's not licensed so that you can get licensed and they can get licensed so no money is missed. Okay. So here's what I do. This is my strategy session concept. I'm talking to someone who's come through the first 6 videos in our 15 core steps. They've gotten to me and they've watched the videos, and now it's time to talk about their goal. Because most people tell me they want to make $3,000 to $5,000 a month. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play these numbers. The calculator too. So let me get the calculator. Okay, calculator. All right. What's this crap? Allow. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about how to hit their, when a person comes into the Legendary Marketer, there's 3 ways that they can benefit when they come in. Okay. I'm going to go from most difficult to least difficult. The first way is what I call education only. All right. Now, these are people who come into Legendary Marketer as professional students. They just want to learn. Now, they think they want to make money, but they never stop the learning process. But I tell them up front, we have some incredible products that'll train you on how to actually go outside of us and build your own digital marketing business, which means, though, if you're education only, you have to build your own sales funnel. You have to optimize your own sales funnel. You have to write your own emails. You have to create your own capture pages and your landing pages and your order forms. You have to go get the merchant processing. You have to get the skill to close little ticket items and big ticket items. You got to have a schedule to follow up. If you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. That's what this means. Everybody that, because I want them to feel the sting of that. Because David and already told them 90% of the work is done. But if you want to go ahead and do the 90% and the other 10%, by all means, that is an option. But it's not the smartest. It's the most difficult way to do it, right? And when I say, well, how soon do you think you can hit your income goal doing it yourself? And they're like, I don't know if I'll ever hit it. Exactly. So let's get off of that one. Number 2 way, which is what I call the slow way. Okay, to make money. All right. Now here's what I mean. Everybody here at least came in at the club level. Okay, so the Legendary Marketer Club is a $30 per month membership. Okay, as a Legendary Marketer member, you're going to earn 60% commission on that membership. Okay, remember, this is the slow way to get here. Slow way. In other words, if you focus only on this, because there's going to be a percentage of people that say, well, you know, I don't have a lot of money. A lot of excuses, a lot of reasons. It doesn't really matter. They decide they want to focus on the club membership signups, right? But we're talking about $5,000 a month. So I say, if you want to do it with the club membership way, okay, and you make 60%, and then 60%, just so you know, it's $18. $18 a month, okay? How many people do you need to sign up in order to hit your goal? So I tell them $5,000 is the goal. We're going to divide that by $30 because that's the membership equals. All right. So you can clearly see you need 167 people per month to hit your income goal. Now we're talking slow. Now, why is it slow? Number one, to get to 166 people consistently, you better sign up 2 to 3 times as many people because of one word, and that word is attrition. Let me use a less fancy word. Quit. Okay, QUIT, quit. People quit. Right? Netflix has thousands and thousands and thousands of people signing up every single day, but guess what? They also have thousands and thousands and thousands of people canceling. So in order for you to settle back to 166 people, you're going to need to sign up about 400 people. I said, and I always, do you see a problem with that? Yeah, it's going to take me forever. Exactly. But you can do it. I've done it. David's done it. Some of the coaches have done it. You can do it, but it's incredibly slow. You're talking 2 to 3 years, and I'm just being conservative based upon your current skill level. Now, if you're a superstar marketer, you're not going to take you that long, but most people are going to take forever. All right? So that's that. Now, number 3 is what I like to call the semi-slow way. Okay, semi-slow way. So what's that mean? This is selling licensed products as a non-licensee. Okay. Now, what does that mean? All right. So let's talk about our Builder Masterclass product. Okay, it's a $2,500 product. All right. Now, let's assume for one moment you say, I don't want to own this product. Okay. So here's what I need you to understand about the coaches. When you have somebody get a club membership, for about every 10 club memberships, the coaches can close 3 to 4 out of 10. Okay. Anthony is a gorilla. He's a silverback gorilla. He's a killer, right? Like scary good at this. So watch this though. If Anthony is closing, let's say 3 closes out of 10 on the $2,500 license, okay? Now, I'm going to use you listening to me as an example. You do not have this product yourself. You are a non-licensee, but Anthony just sold this on your behalf. You never have to talk to the lead. You never have to close the lead. Most of you don't have the skill to have a high-level conversation to sell a multiple $1,000 product. Anthony does, but he closes 3 people out of 10, and you're not a licensee. You're only going to make 5%. Okay, that is 5% is $125. Okay, that you'll earn on that sale. We're talking about somebody buying it outright. All right. Well, if you want to make $5,000 from that strategy, what's it going to take? So let's go 5,000. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 125, and that takes you. Okay, so you need 40 people. So it's not 166 people. You only need 40 people. All right. But here's the challenge with that. People. So if Anthony is closing 3 to 4 people out of 10, you're still going to need to sign up 100 people or more for him to have that opportunity. How long will it take you to do that? Okay. It might take you 6 to 9 months if you're good. Maybe take you longer, but it can be done. However, Let's talk about the fast way. Fast way to make the money, okay? And this is, fast way is selling licensed products as a licensee. Okay, so we're back to that $2,500 product. Okay, so you said yes this time to owning the $2,500 product. Now, Anthony, is guess what? Nothing's changed. He's still closing 3 out of 10 in this example. Okay, on the $2,500 product. Okay, but because you're a licensee, ladies and gentlemen, you explode up to a 40% commission. That's 8 times the money that you would be earning, and Anthony is still doing all the work. He's still getting on the phone 3 and 4 times with these leads. He's still talking to them, building a relationship, building trust, rapport, answering questions, going through his process, crushing it. But this time you make $1,000 on that sale. You don't need your calculator to see that you only need 5 people to hit. And I haven't calculated no other products. No other products at all. 5 a month to hit $5,000. Anthony is doing at least that volume every single week for somebody. If it stretches out the whole entire month, and he's doing 3 to 4 out of 10, you're basically you're going to get there within a week or two if you're doing what you're supposed to do. Good God Almighty, do you see where the 90% is right now, ladies and gentlemen? That's where the 90% of the money is. And this is just the $2,500 product. What about the $5,000 product? What about the $12,000 product? What about the $30,000 product? Do you guys know that David Sharp himself is in the middle of all of this? And I'm not talking about on video. How many of y'all would love for David Sharp to close a $12,000 product for you? A $20,000, $30,000, whatever. How many of you would like that? Do you not understand that's the 90%? That's what this is. So get serious about the lead generation, because until you get dead serious about that, none of this other stuff will ever happen. Every day, David is posting a picture of somebody making some money. $400, $1,000, whatever the number is. But the problem with that is he's only doing a couple a day. Why is he only doing a couple a day? That could be more than a couple, but I'm thinking it should be 10 or 12 a day at least. And the only reason why that's not happening is because you guys are not taking your 10% seriously. You're not taking it seriously enough. Why isn't this back office, and I'm talking about corporately, why is it Legendary Marketer? We say, man, there's a 500,000 leads coming into this thing every single month. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of Legendary Marketer members. But where's your 10 leads a day? Where's your 20 leads a day? Where's your 30 leads a day? You know, you want to get to the point where there's so much business coming in from your effort that David has to go out and find 3 other superstar coaches just for you. And don't think they aren't out there. There's definitely some people that have the skill. But without even knowing it, he's already started. The vision of the expansion is already in place behind the scenes. But the only reason why this isn't happening is because you're not taking the lead generation seriously. You're not taking your 10% seriously. Take your 10% seriously. It'll transform your life. Closing 15 or 20,000 a week. And then Anthony is closing 20, 25,000 a week, and Bill's closing 10, 20,000 a week. Rosales closing 10, 20,000 a week. Andy's closing 10, 20,000 a week. And then David Sharp himself is coming on the bigger products, and he's body slamming people into those. And I mean that with love. I mean that with only respect. Okay? Don't take offense to me saying body slam. I mean that in love. My point is, the partnership that we have here is incredible. You can't get this anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. We're committed to you making money, but you got to get dead serious about your 10%. And I did my best to show you how to really set it up. So what I want you to do from this call is this. I want you to take some time. I don't care how late it is where you are. If you're in this business to make good money, then you can afford to lose a couple minutes of sleep. Take a moment and get dead serious about what you're going to do differently starting tomorrow to generate business and do your 10% at a new level. Because you got it. There's nothing more you need than to have us sell this stuff for you. Seriously. Get these people in on the front end and trust me, we will close business. Somebody on this call before the year is out is going to make $20,000. Somebody's going to have the Christmas they always dreamed of because they're going to leave this call and they're going to do what I'm talking about. They're going to get dead freaking serious about this lead generation. And then they'll give Anthony and me and Bill and Rosala and Andy a chance to talk to people about the slow and the fast way. And a lot of people choose the fast way. Trust me. Trust and believe. So with that being said, I went over a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I covered a lot of ground. A couple things I want to make you guys aware of, quick announcements. I said it earlier, the book funnel is there. Go in your back office, order your copy of the Legendary Marketer book. Start reading that book and start talking about that book because it's going to help everybody when those testimonials go out. But go find that funnel and go learn it. We have an event coming up here in Tampa, Florida. Julie, what's the date on that? Is it the 19th to 20th? I forget the exact date.
It's the 20th through the 22nd. So it's that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's actually next weekend.
Okay, next weekend. Decisions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be there. David's going to be there. Julie, Anna, most of the coaches will be there. I don't think Andy is. He's overseas. But and also is he gonna be there?
He's got a new baby, so he won't be there.
Oh yeah, he won't be there. But the family is gonna be there. The Legendary Marketer family is gonna be there. There's gonna be people that's been here since this thing started. There's gonna be new people. But the bottom line is get amongst the family. Come rub shoulders with David himself and me and the other coaches. Come learn. Come see why this thing is about to explode. Thing. David is building this to be a business to last 50 years from now. That's his mentality. I think he actually said 100 years today in a meeting. He's thinking like that. He's not thinking about the hottest, latest, and greatest thing. He's thinking about your grandkids. He really is. Come to the event and see David. Get to know David. Learn from him. Get around him. You'll see his passion. But that's coming up. Make a decision to come to that event. Events transform lives. Events is where people do step up to some of these products. So if you don't have it, you better get it. And if you have it, you better come to this event. All right, Julie, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I hope I was able to crush the value. That was my goal. My throat's feeling a little raw, but I'm excited.
Killing it.
Am I killing it? I'm doing my best to get these people to get some money. That's what this is about, right?
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, so here we go. I'm just going to throw some stuff out there, like Jeff and Diane. Oh, obviously, you guys are going to be there at the event. Let's see, we've got, of course, Anthony's piping up in the comments. What's up, Anthony? Natalie, time to get busy. I'm listening. Let's see, we've got Jeff and Diane getting 10 to 20 leads per day and growing. That's great. Julie, what's up, Julie? She said, hell yeah, let's get this done. Natalie, of course, great message. I mean, you just got positive comments. Ashandra, she's loving it. Delilah, Larry, of course, loving this, Larry. I mean, it's just hundreds of comments I think we had come through tonight, just from the massive value that you were dropping. So, I mean, really thank you for, what you brought to the table tonight. You never fail to bring something amazing and drop some value. It doesn't matter if we have you, call you up the night before and say, hey, we need you to do something for us. You bring some massive value and, truly we appreciate it. And, do you want to make the announcement of what we got started on Wednesday?
No, you know
you
what?
Keep it a surprise?
You don't give a little secret for now. Yeah, we got something extra special for you guys. So we're always thinking about how we can help you guys evolve. So we got some final touches on something we're setting up. Trust me, you're going to want to be all a part of this. And it won't cost you 1 red cent. Just an investment of your heart and time and mind. Trust me, it'll help you grow your business. So we'll get to that. We're going to keep that one to ourselves for right now.
I like it. Let's keep them on suspense. Look for something tomorrow. We'll post something tomorrow to get you guys more information. But it's fun. It's some new and exciting stuff. And Larry's gonna be at the helm of that. So if you love Larry and you love his training, you're gonna love this.
Awesome. Well, look, that's all I had tonight. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this, Julie. I hope I was able to inspire some of these guys and girls to take action. But the truth is, there's nothing missing. Everything that's needed is here. We just need you to get serious about that market. I know I keep saying it, But that's the missing link. In 12 months from now, there shouldn't be any reason why there isn't a million leads in this system. Imagine what will happen if you guys band together, just make a group commitment that I'm going to be a part of that million lead run. And that's not an official thing. I'm just saying that. Nobody's launching as a contest. But think about what will happen in 12 months if everybody banded together and generated a million leads. You know how many lives would change? Your life would change. God, dog, a million leads? And it's not like a system hasn't done that. There's many systems that have done that. But that can happen if we as a community band together and say, you know, I'm going to change my household. I'm going to change what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to inspire somebody else to do it. And let that just kind of go out like a brush fire across this whole world of Legendary. And everybody's lives going to be different. I know I'm committed to doing what I can in the back end. So are the coaches. So is Julie, Anna, and all our staff. But the question is, will you step up to the plate? You know, will you become legendary? I hope you will. And I'll be here to help you if you decide to.
Thank you so much. That 10% really matters. 10%.
It absolutely matters. Nothing else matters till the 10% is done.
That's
Get serious about the 10%. Right.
All right.
Yeah, we need to put a hashtag around that.
Yeah, hashtag 10%. Well, thank you everybody for hopping on and staying on a little bit later for Larry to wrap up. And we love you and appreciate you all. And everybody have a wonderful night.
Awesome. Good night, everybody.